Around 1999, I started reading a lot of Colette's works and also Colette biographies with my co-director and late husband Richard Glatzer, and we became fascinated by this incredible, unstoppable woman and focused in on the story of her first marriage as a great subject for a film. After that, we did a lot of research, and in 2001 went to France and visited all Colette's, the places she lived, the places she worked, and wrote the script in 10 days. I thought, oh, this will be easy. It only took 16 years after that to make the film. It was unusual development struggles because in a way the project was ahead of its time when I was pitching to people and saying, oh yeah, and then Colette gets this lover who's this woman who's completely male identified and she's kind of a forerunner of today's trans community. I just get this completely blank stare from development people. That was 16 years ago. Now, of course, that's something people are very interested in, and because the trans community has made so much progress in visibility.
Well, my introduction to Colette was probably, my mum, who is a writer, had been hugely influenced by Colette, and so I had known about but hadn't read the Claudines because I knew that they were such a big inspiration for her. I think my first introduction would have been Gigi, the musical, and then I got obsessed by Cherie and After Cherie. So when this script kind of came to me, I already sort of knew a bit. I hadn't read the biography, and I didn't know anything about the first marriage and her husband taking credit for her work. So I found it fascinating, the whole thing.
Willy was a huge star in sort of 1890s Paris, and a big figure in the literary scene as a sort of publisher and a journalist, and he ran a factory of writers. And even when he died, 3,000 people went to his funeral. He was a very well-known French writer, and history hasn't been very kind to him. He's now known as the guy who sort of stole Colette's talent and art, and that's what we're hoping to disseminate with this film.
Colette and Willy really were the celebrity couple of the Belle Epoque in Paris. I used to think of it as like John and Yoko, like, oh, Colette and Willy are here, a couple who are identified as a two. The sum is greater than the parts.
Kim and Kanye.
Yeah, the modern example would be Kim and Kanye. That they just kind of presented as this couple, and through their marriage I think you see a lot of the issues that were happening around gender and the changes that were happening between men and women are reflected in the story of their marriage.